Good day, everyone. Philo Tanny here with another of our conversations with the sponsors of SL Living Expo. We are joined today by Star Finesmith, who is the owner of A Star, which is a women's clothing, jewelry, and accessory store. And you are also sponsor of the Seaside region at the Expo. Welcome, Star.
Thank you. It is a delight to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to find out more about you and your second life, and a lot of different things that went into starting your store, A Star. So maybe the place we could start is that you have been in Second Life for 15 years. What's been your most significant moment or journey that you've had?
That is a really good question, Philo. I can't think of one specific moment that stands out so much as a realization that has happened over time. So before I came to Second Life, I saw myself as a geek. My degrees are in computers and technology, and I came here very comfortable with the technical world. I was fascinated with the wireframe that is behind SL, and um, and I just had so much fun with all that side. But I have found out that I really do have an artistic side. I'd been told all my life that I was really good at math and science, which I enjoy, but that I didn't have an artistic side. And being in Second Life over these years, this decade and a half, I have found out I do. I am creative. I love photography, and that's even carrying back over to outside SL. I enjoy graphics and art, and I'm using Blender to combine my techie side with my creative side. So I would say for me, SL has been about the journey to get to know myself and to find out that I really can do anything that interests me. I'm thrilled with it. Kind of like we were talking about earlier, Philo, about how Second Life is so empowering, a lot like the foundation that it had from Burning Man, that a person isn't bound by age or geography or what they already know. We can help each other learn, we can help each other grow, and we can do pretty much anything we set our minds to. I love it.
I really like that. The best person to judge what you can do is you, and
Truth.
that's the end of the line. So it's great that you're reinforcing those words. I definitely live by those same principles. Um,
Mhm.
so I like that you said that SL gave you this journey. Speaking of journeys, I explored the Seaside region, which you're a sponsor of, and I really it's a shame that there's only a week for SL Living Expo because there's so much to explore. And what I liked about Seaside region is that I found all of these paths that were unmarked or vistas. They just you had to go there and walk. So what is it that you like best about the Seaside region?
I think you just hit the nail on the head. I love all those little places. I'm making it my mission this week and a half to find every one of them, to sit in every one of them and just be and enjoy the ambiance, the bird sounds, the fish and turtle sounds at the pond, the sea sounds, and just soak it all in because I know it's going to end so quickly. I wish it was possible to make it go longer, but I don't I know that it's only here for, for a period of time. And I absolutely love the way that Roxy laid out the vision for it in the first place. And then the region designer, a friend of ours, Seth S. Lionheart, set on top of Roxy's foundational vision. He set up this region design, and he put a lot of work into this, starting working on the design from the time that he accepted the project before the holidays and all the way up through the build, just put so much into it. along with a friend who helped with some landscaping, Dargason L'Ardent. It just has been the most wonderful project. And it's really fun to see a friend who's particularly good at region design, getting to play with something like this and to see the teamwork and the vision all come together so beautifully. It just is awesome. I'm actually, if anybody happens to take some pictures of it that they like, they can send them to me. I'm compiling a book, a little photo album, because the region can't stay, but the pictures can.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a great idea. There are a lot of places where you could put your photo memories of the SL Living Expo, and we do encourage that because, as you said, that is the living memory. And just so our listeners know, when you mentioned Roxy Chronotis and her partner Cody, the two of them are the inspiration for the SL Living Expo, and they're the leaders that made all of this happen. So I just wanted to
Yes,
clarify Roxy and
yes. They
um,
they are I love their vision for building on what used to be home and garden, and now it encompasses every way that we get around in Second Life, all the different things that we do to live and work and play in Second Life. It's just such a glorious, inclusive vision. I'm so happy to have gotten to know Roxy and Cody, and that it worked out that I could be part of helping this come to pay. It's come to be.
yeah, it's a great thing when you do an inaugural uh, expo of this type, of this magnitude, and hit it out of the ballpark, doing a superstar effort right out of the bats. It's a great thing to be a part of, I must say. Um, Speaking of that, I wanted to learn a little bit more about your shop, and I love the play on words being a star, how you create stars through your shop. Tell us more about what the shopper's experience will be when they come to your store.
Well, my goal for the shopper's experience is at in the near future, they will be able to come in and buy an entire outfit. I started with dresses because those are easier for me to work with and to texture. But I have shoes lined up to go with them. I want to be able to say you're in a rush and you want to go to a St. Patrick's Day event. You come to my shop and you can walk out of there with whatever you need to enjoy your St. Patty's Day. Some people, we've kind of gone full circle back around again. First, we only shopped in Second Life. Then, as Marketplace took off, lots of shopping happens on Marketplace. But there's a certain fun in going to a place. So I try and make it a pleasant shopping experience. And when people come to my shop, they can see, oh, I can get this and I can get that, and I can make my whole outfit here. And so you've got a one and done. I don't have to go find shoes somewhere else or, these different things. So that vision is not complete yet. Right now, what I have are clothes, and then I also have some items, books, and things like that that I've made before I started making clothes. So there's always more to grow. Learning how to fit to Reborn, for example, is a project on my radar. Um, so
I, I, I definitely, as a shopper myself, I definitely appreciate that. I can remember the stores where I walk in and I go, oh, there's an Easter egg. Oh, there's an Easter egg. And it's like, this is not accidental. It's like the owners plan this. So you go from here and then you see the next thing and the next thing. And before you know it,
Mhm.
shopping cart's full.
And I want a person who comes to my shop to feel like they are the star. That's the tag that you wear when you're in my group. It says I'm a star because that's how I want them to feel after their shopping experience with me. I want them to feel like they're a star.
And I think that's the beauty of how you've set up the name, how you do your branding. It is just spectacular. So when I went to your store, Star, I noticed something that was special about that. I saw that there was a memorial in there. I believe it was to your father. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, that is my favorite thing in the whole shop. A friend of mine, Snow Kelly, made that for me. This year, everything that I've done for Relay for Life, my participation in Second Life Living Expo, all of it is in memory and in commemoration of my dad. I figured it was better than putting flowers on a grave that isn't visited anymore because he passed away a long time ago. But I've been missing him a lot this year for some reason. And so that's why she made that for me. And that's why I
Beautiful,
relay.
beautiful thought, beautiful memorial to your father. And Snow Kelly, if I'm not mistaken, is one of our artists that participated in the art walk here at the expos.
Yes, she has a shop on Seaside. She participated in the art walk, and she did one of um, the the design where you build the interiors.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. So I like that there's this circle of connections that happen, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So I'm
It
glad that she's
is.
able to help you with that.
Hmm.
Uh, in my research, Star, what I do is I like to go to your stores, and I know that your store specifically outside of the expo is located in one of the popular role play sims called Rosehaven. And I know that you do the modern attire. I see that in your store here. But do you see yourself doing role play attire as well?
Yes, I started with modern attire simply because I knew I could do it and do it well to start with, and it gives me an opportunity to learn. I have some photographs of items that I plan to make from different eras. I have a French Renaissance female outfit in mind. I have a steampunk necklace that I'm working on. I have a variety of things that would be more Rosehaven-y. We do real play there that encompasses everything from Edwardian and Victorian to a little further back and medieval. But we also have a lot of elves, some Seelie and some unseelie, some dark and some light. We have we have some dinkies. We have some furries. We have the most wonderful and supportive community of people who each develop their own character and then are themselves, and we interact with each other. Our the leader and owner of our estate, Princess Twilight, calls it real play. And I feel so comfortable there in that. So I can have my modern clothes in my shop, but yes, I am very much working on steampunk, Victorian. It just is, they're more work, more detail. And so I started with simpler, fewer faces and that sort of thing to texture. Now that I've learned that, I'm learning how to make a more complicated color change HUD so that I can change multiple things that go with the more complicated clothing. So it's a process. I'm growing and definitely keep your eye on my shop because the things there will change.
A good reason to come back often or check in often. Okay.
Yes.
So, Star, I know that you are an accomplished artist as well. How well do the skills and creativity of being an artist translate to creating amazing apparel, jewelry, and accessories?
Thank you for asking that, Philo. I know that you know about my artwork because we met while I was director of the Raven Craig Art Center that Sethos had on his land, Theramere, for a few years. And I learned I learned a lot about texturing, about graphics, about building repeating textures and working with I work with the Adobe family of tools to make my things. So I got to become more familiar with those. I also had some opportunity to study more about design and color and things that go together and complement each other. So it was some good building blocks for when I started doing clothing, and it wasn't hard for me to figure out how to modify the size of the pattern, for example, to fit it to look more natural in Second Life on a dress. Like the pattern that I'm wearing here had to be shrunk in order to look right on there. So the things that I learned with photography and with art and with making graphics for those things has definitely given me a better foundation for working with the texturing and the UV mapping that goes with making clothes.
Boy, it's all those little details that I say this a lot. It's the little details that make big differences, and you've
Oh
proven
yes,
that.
yes. hmm I
So I
try, for example, in my clothing, I try and make sure that every cloth has a weave. So I have a sweater set in my shop, and if you look closely at it, it's a really fine knit that would be appropriate for summer. The one that I have on now has a very tight cotton weave. Some of them have a linen weave. Some of them, like the sheer robe that goes with this over the swimsuit, has a very loose weave. So those are details that probably most people don't look at or care about, but it's one of the things that I enjoy doing, and some people do notice.
I think people who care about quality notice all the time. And it's a great reward to your shoppers that you're paying that kind of an attention. So that's great. Speaking of your shoppers, what do you believe is the must-see item that they need to see in your store?
Let's see. Well, okay, you'll see the wind chime and the memorial that my friend Snow Kelly made. I have a lion that I textured and I added some roaring sounds too. So you touch him and he roars. Right now, that's the gift at my shop at Rosehaven Laudanum. Um, and so as you come see him over time, I hope to develop him. Maybe we'll make him so you can sit on him. Right now all you can do is touch him. He comes in two sizes, big for in the yard and small, like to go on a table or a mantle. But over time, I hope to build on that. I think that's a fun project.
Sounds like it. I can't wait to see the other developments there with the line course. Well, when you're thinking about being a star, there is a place at the SL Living Expo for you at the Seaside region. Star, I'd like to thank you very much for your time today and your great insights.
Thank you again for having me. I really appreciated being here.
It's been our pleasure. And a big thank you to our listeners. Make sure you make your plans to visit the expo today and have a wondrous adventure at the SL Living Expo. Have a great day, everyone.